Hi everyone, it is time for a new reading vlog, and today is going to be another super cozy, witchy, spooky, autumnal reading vlog, and I'm super excited. I am ready to read all the books that have the strongest witchy vibes, some fantasy, paranormal, cozy books, and I'm super excited to bring you along with me. This intro is going to be a little bit different because sometimes I kind of mentioned the books that I, like plan on reading in the vlog and all of that. And I was going to do that, but I kind of reorganized two of my shelves again, which I'm going to show you later after this intro. And all the books are kind of, put there, and so I think I'm just gonna get to the books when I get to reading them and obviously share them along the way. And right now I just want to share a few random things that aren't really bookish, but they are like fall things. I thought it'd be fun to just show you all the random things that I got today. And I also got my nails done today. I'm absolutely in love with them. I got this like burgundy color. It's just perfect for the spooky season, and it just like it gives me like vampire vibes, and I'm obsessed. I've been wanting to get them done for like 2 weeks, and so it's finally happening. So after this intro, I'm going to show clips where you will see the tragic state that my nails were in before. There are going to be timestamps as always, so if you don't want to see all the random fall things that I got today, you can skip ahead to all the bookish things. But if you do, then I'm going to show you right now. So I don't know what to start with, but I'm holding this random thing right now. I got two pieces of decor. And so this first thing is this like super cool candle holder that I don't know, like it's this like brown color. I love the way it looks. I love that it's glass and the color and the shape. I just think it's super cool, and I don't have anything like it. It goes with the vibe that I'm going for, and so I'm just super happy with it. And the second thing that I got is this pumpkin. I just loved the way that it's like polished, and the shape is really cool. I feel like these two things go quite well together. So yes, I need to figure out like a spot to put them in. Now I got three pieces of accessories that I'm so excited about. I unfortunately can't really like tell you where it's from because it's just like a random drugstore brand. And I got this ring from them a while ago, which I call it my Loki ring, because it has like the iconic Loki colors. And I just was like, I love this so much. I need something like this that is just like gives me major fall vibes and like gothic vibes and just super fancy, wonderful, beautiful. And so one of the things that I got that you can't really see that well are these earrings. They're like really cool, like again just kind of like gothic vibes, but they're like really thin, and just like I don't have again anything like it. And like they're black, and the thing that kind of sucks is that they blend into my hair, I feel like. But if I have my hair up, then you'll be able to see them. So I love them. And then I got two rings. So shout out to my mom for spoiling me and getting me these things. And so the two rings look like this. I need to take them off of the packaging. I don't know if you can like see that well. So that is what they look like. I hope you can see that well, but I am absolutely in love. So this is what they look like on. I don't think I'm gonna like wear them, like this at the same time, but I'm in love, and I never had rings like this. I've been wanting to get pretty rings for ages, and I never just got this kind of style, and I'm so here for it and so happy. And the last two things are clothing. So I've been desperately trying to find things in my closet to film in that had fall colors, as I've been trying to film like cozy autumnal vlogs lately. I got a top and a sweater. So I got a turtleneck that is this like super pretty brown color. I don't really like brown clothing, but I don't know, again, like for fall, I was just like vibing with it, and I love turtlenecks, and the material is super nice, which is the most important part. And yes, and then I got this sweater that is just this like classic sweater pattern, and I don't know what to call this color. It's just kind of like a brownish red, I would say. And so I am in love. Absolutely will be wearing these things in this vlog and this entire fall. I am gonna finally shut up, and the thing that I'm gonna show you in a second, it's from the past like 2 days. I filmed 2 clips. One was unboxing a book that came, and the other was redecorating my shelves like I mentioned, so I'm going to show that to you. And then after that, I'm going to catch up with you when I have some reading updates. I got a package today and I'm so ready to open it. There was this a discount and I got multiple books, and I think this should be the last one out of that batch, so I think I know what it is. I thought I got a hardcover, but I probably got a paperback because I almost always get paperbacks if they're available. And if it is what I think it is, going to be super beautiful, spooky, stunning cover. I'm so ready. So let's see if it is what I think it is. Okay. Yes. Okay. I can see the spine, and that already is just breathtakingly wow. And it's a floppy paperback. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got Paybacks a Witch by Lana Harper. We need to take a moment. The spine is beautiful. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. I feel like I've seen multiple covers of new releases that have this vibe, and I need all of them. Like, I absolutely adore it. This is the kind of spooky fall vibes that work the best for me. I think are the most beautiful. I'm so here for it. The only thing that I know is that it's sapphic and witchy and beautiful, and that is all that I need. Like, I mean, just look at this stunning, beautiful book. Like, I just want to stare at it all day, and I'm like, yes, I do need to post on Instagram again, because like I have to share this beauty with everyone else. I have seen some slightly mixed reviews, but I do know that some authors that I really love have mentioned on Twitter that they loved this book. 2 witches plot revenge but end up falling in love in this magical romantic comedy. That sounds absolutely wonderful. Like, oh my god. So I'm super excited. I will absolutely be reading this super soon and vlogging about it. So now that I think about it, it might be in this vlog. I forgot that I'm filming this clip for this vlog in particular. So I'm not entirely sure, you know, I want to mood read, have fun and everything, but I am super excited for this. So there's a high chance I'm going to be reading this in this video. I'm going to go now and I'm going to stare at it all day because this is just so beautiful. I know, like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not. You and me got a whole lot of meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. We can do nothing at all. So what? If you're stupid then you know there's nothing wrong. You and me got a whole lot of meaning, yeah.
So I kind of now finished up these two bookshelves, and I am not sure if I'm like fully in love with it. I wasn't sure if doing this, like putting the book on the side, was a good idea, but I just really wanted to put more books on display than I had before, because like I just have so many beautiful covers that I was just like, I have to show them off, you know? So I hope it looks good. I do love it. It's not like fully the way that I would like, but I do love it, and I think it's gonna be super pretty too. Now I'm like I'm kind of confused as to like what angle I filmed it in, because like I don't want to cover this if I film in front of it, you know? Yes, so I'm super happy that this bottom one is now just like dark, spooky fall vibes. I love it. And then on the top, it's still, again, romances, colorful books. I could not switch it up with dark books. Like, just that was not in the question. I hope I'm in focus. I also feel like my face looks exceptionally pale and super weird, but we're just gonna have to go with that. So, yes. And so even that, I feel like, is looking a little bit better now. That is gonna be my update for now, and I'll see you soon with some other updates.
If I'm overthinking, I'm really trying, so I should stop it. So hard on myself, it's true. Pick apart the things I do. Been in hiding, backsliding, keep rewinding, pulling the thread through the loop.
It is time for a few updates. I haven't done that much reading, but yesterday, basically, my sister got an iPad like last week, and she let me borrow it and just like said that generally if she's not using it, I can borrow it when I want so that I can read graphic novels on it, which I'm just so happy and excited about, because then it means that I filmed some clips, you know, showing you like when I'm reading and whatever, which is really nice and something I can't do when I'm reading it on my phone because I film with my phone. It's also just the main thing is that it's bigger, obviously, and so I can actually read it easily, because don't really have access to graphic novels like in the physical format, which obviously I would love the most, but they're also really expensive, and I do have access to ebooks, which they're normally super expensive, but there are quite a lot of them on Scribd and Kindle Unlimited. But the issue is that on Kindle, on the Kindle app, sometimes I can like zoom in, but on Scribd, I just like I can't move it. I can't zoom on it. And so with some of them it was okay, but with a lot of them it just like was so tiny that it literally hurt my eyes to try to read it, and it was just not a pleasant experience. And I am so excited because there's actually so much that I didn't know was on there, and I can read it now. The first one I picked up, I just again was just scrolling through it, and I ran into 100 Ghosts, a gallery of harmless haunts. I didn't love this one. It's basically like I didn't really look into the details that it is. If I did know, then I maybe wouldn't have picked it up, but it's basically almost like an album of drawn ghosts, and there's no story, there's no lines either. It's just like drawn ghosts and then a name for them, and that's it. It was cute. The humor in like the names didn't really match my humor, but like it was just, you know, cute ghosts. I read it in like 10 minutes. That's that. And then I picked up the first volume of Rat Queens. I didn't know about this comic until recently when I think like two people on BookTube mentioned it, and the cover, don't love that. I was just not vibing with it. But when I looked into it, it actually sounded really good, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was a really fun time. It's basically like an adult fantasy comic with an amazing cast of female characters, and it's focused on them. It's kind of like found family, you know, just like a squad of, not only do they like work together, but clearly they're really great friends. There are friendships and tiny hints of romance and just like adventure and fantasy things happening because they go on these like quests and fight monsters and all kinds of stuff. And so it wasn't like a 5 star. It's not fully for me, but I do think it's going to be a really fun time whenever I'm in the mood for it. When it comes to physical reading that I actually want to do a lot of in this vlog, I'm kind of conflicted about what I should read, but a strong contender is Afterlove by Tanya Byrne. So this is a book that I think I mentioned recently, and I don't know which vlog it was, but I have been super excited ever since I got this in the mail. And it's basically like a paranormal romance, and it's sapphic, and it's some kind of thing that like one of the main characters becomes a reaper and she helps people who pass away to like, you know, move into the like afterlife. And it's basically a romance between these two girls, and they both die, and on the cover it says not even death can tear them apart. And like, how amazing does that sound? I read a tiny bit of it. I got to page 34, so not a lot. The first part is them like falling in love in real, like in the real world when they're alive, and then after that I think it's going to be like in the magical world, if that makes any sense. So I am a little bit worried about the beginning being slow, but hopefully it's not going to be. And even if it is, I do think that this is going to be a really great book that I'm super excited for. So I do have a lot of other options, but I need to think about it before I like share it with you, because I'm just like I'm so indecisive right now and I need to think about it. So we'll see. I need to do this like internship task right now. But later today I am super excited to get a lot of reading done.
Stuck in a loop, loving and fighting this group of emotions. They're broken, unfolding, but shocking. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back, relax, 'cause love is blinding. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back and relax, 'cause love is blinding.
So it is time for a few updates. I have made quite a bit of progress with Afterlove. I'm now on the page 210, so I'm a little bit over halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it. What I think I mentioned is that I expected the beginning to be kind of slow, but I honestly like the first little bit, maybe like the first 50 pages were kind of slow for me to get into, but after that, I actually didn't feel like the pacing was slow, and the opposite, when it comes to the story, it was actually kind of the opposite, that I feel like the romance at the beginning feels a little bit rushed, and it's kind of definitely insta love. So if you really hate insta love, then I'm not sure if you're gonna like that. I do wish we got a little bit more development. Because of the structure of the story, though, I can see why it would happen that way, and I did feel a strong connection between our two main characters, and I'm rooting for them, and you know, so that's honestly like the main thing that I need. I don't think it's gonna be a 5 star, but so far it's feeling like a really great 4 star and just a wonderful time. And today, this whole day, I haven't been able to stop reading. I only stopped because I had to eat lunch. So I'm definitely gonna dive back in, probably gonna finish it today. Then I was just in such a strong like mood for graphic novels and comics that I was like, you know what, that's all that I want to read for a few hours. And I ended up reading 2 entire comics that oh my gosh, okay, so the first one is Bingo Love, and this is one that I've been waiting for so long. I've known about it. I think it could even be 2 years that I've known about it, and I've wanted to read it ever since I heard about it. It sounded amazing, and it was never available. It was too expensive and all of that. And now I ran into it on Scribd, because I actually think that it kind of like got an update, like a new release of it that has some extra content. And I think that because of that, it's now on Scribd, and so I haven't seen it there yet. It's about two queer black women who met each other in the 60s when they were in high school. They became best friends and fell in love, but in that time it was completely unacceptable, and so because of their parents and everything, they got separated and they had to move away, and they even had to get married. But it just follows their story across many decades as they, live their life apart and find their way back to each other. And it's just such a powerful, beautiful story. And it like deals with a lot of pain and, homophobia and everything. But at the same time, there's so much love and healing in it. And it was just such a beautiful story. It was also wonderful to see like older main characters, like really old, and it was just so special and wonderful, and you absolutely need to read this book. Then I was once again scrolling on Scribd and I ran into Punderworld. And at first I was like, what is this? And then I looked at Goodreads and I remembered that one of my amazing friends, Sil from the Book Voyagers, actually like talked about it on Twitter a while ago, and I saw her Goodreads review. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to read this. And it's a Hades and Persephone graphic novel, and I think it started as a webcomic, and this summer it was published as like an actual book. I adored this. Both of these books were 5 stars for me without a question. Like, the art style in this one, absolutely breathtaking, so magical. And Hades was super soft and like shy and kind of socially awkward. And Persephone was just so soft and beautiful and wonderful. And I am dying for the next volume. And I'm like heartbroken that it's probably going to be maybe like next year. I don't know, but it's just kind of like my guess. I am definitely going to read it again and again. And like, I loved everything about this. Like, the characters in this were wonderful. You absolutely need to check out both of these books. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Definitely one of my 2 new like favorite comics ever. And so I'm super happy. It's going wonderful. And the only thing that I kind of want for this vlog is to read at least like 1, but preferably at least 2 more physical books. And I just can't decide what I'm in the mood for, but I do think that today I'm just gonna keep reading this and see after that. And I do also kind of want to pick out an audiobook, but I'm not sure which one. I am gonna go maybe watch some YouTube, and then I'm gonna read, and yeah. It is time for quite a few updates. So I did finish After Love. It's a few days later. I kind of during the weekend, I was not really feeling that good, and I wanted to take a break, and so I didn't really film, but I did finish this book right after I talked to you last time. I loved it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, I think. This was just such a unique, beautiful, and powerful book that hit me in the feels even harder than I expected, and it was just such a beautiful story, and it's definitely perfect for spooky season. It's a lot about love and friendship. There is an aspect of found family in here, which was super nice, and it's just about their love story, but also just like about death and loss, and also just like healing. Definitely like it's an intense story, but it's not only just like super painful, but it's also really beautiful and hopeful, if that makes sense. So then another reason why I haven't updated you yet is because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just have not been able to decide what to read. I sometimes get into this mode that like I have so many options that I'm just like, I just don't know what to do, and then I just read nothing because I literally like have no idea. I can't decide. But when it comes to physical books, I did pick up Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee. I don't know if I mentioned this book in this video, but this is one that I got last year, and it's a YA fantasy, and it just has, I think, perfect spooky vibes. Like, the cover just screams fall and Halloween to me. And I got to page 33, so not a lot, but you know, it's something. And I am listening to the audiobook because I do struggle with YA fantasy books nowadays. I don't always love them unless they have just, it's really difficult for me to like really fall in love with a YA fantasy. Like, I have a really specific taste nowadays. I'm not fully sure if this book is for me, but since I already had it and you know, it has such spooky vibes, I wanted to give it a try, and I do think that the audiobook is the best way to go. So I don't think I'm going to finish this in this video because I think that I need to be like in the right mood when I pick this up. So I think I'm going to read it over the course of like a week maybe, but I didn't want to mention it. And I don't really know what to tell you just yet, but our main character has been training to be the Queen's yes, the Queen's royal spy, and she just feels like she's behind and she's sick of not moving anywhere and making progress, and that's just kind of like all that I know so far. And I do know that there's no romance in this, but I do think there's supposed to be like a sister relationship, so that does interest me. I love family relationships and like siblings and friendships, so I don't necessarily need romance, but I do need relationships or a super strong main character. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be for me. I do think I'm not gonna rate it in the end because, again, like, YA fantasy books are just not for me a lot of the time, which I'm learning slowly, and it's weird, but it's fine, you know, like, tastes change, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. And then I've been like desperately trying to decide what physical book I want to read actually, like, physically, and I don't know. Two other books that I'm super excited for are Payback's a Witch and A Lot Like Adios, and I was like, I don't know if I should read this because I kind of wanted to read more like witchy books and, you know, like all of that, but at the same time, like, I don't want to hold myself back from reading it if I want to, just because of that. And then Payback's a Witch, I didn't really want to read this. I think it's gonna be great, and I have heard some good reviews. So I feel like this vlog has been so chaotic, but it's fine, you know, sometimes that just happens, and hopefully it's fun anyways. And the last book that I think I'm gonna read maybe is one that I have started. I got like halfway through, and I started it a little bit while ago, like 2 weeks ago maybe, and I just, like, other things pushed it away. It happens sometimes, and I'm not sure if the name of it is Just a Heartbeat Away. Maybe that's not the title of this one at all because it's a series, but I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It is by Cara Bastown, and I completely fell in love with Cara when I read two of her like Audible original books that are just kind of like short novellas, and that was Sweet Talk and Call Me Maybe, I think. And these were absolutely incredible. I was in love. And then one of my friends, Nick from Nick of the Books, she recommended me a book for a very special video that is the second one in this series. And so I thought, you know what, I loved the other books, so I'm going to actually read the series in order. And so I want to read this one so that I can read the other one for that video. And so yeah, and I'm loving it. I do think it's a little bit slow, but it is just wonderful. The characters are amazing, and I'm so invested in them. So this is a single parent romance. So the hero has a son, and his wife passed away, and he's just been really struggling. And then this teacher actually really helps him at the beginning of the book to just kind of like find his way. And so then the heroine, the teacher, actually has a boyfriend, and the two of them just, you know, kind of feel like they, like, you know, they don't really want to have feelings for each other because, like, the teacher and, you know, like a dad of a student and like all of that, and the boyfriend obviously. And yeah, I do think that this is gonna be such a beautiful, like, tender, emotional story. It's a small town romance as well, so I do love that as well. So yeah, I have that on audio, so I think I could definitely finish that today, hopefully. And I did really want to read another physical book, so we'll see. I need to stop putting pressure on myself and just like try to have fun and read whatever books I'm in the mood for. But yeah, it's not really a fall book entirely, but I do think definitely not spooky whatsoever, but I do think that the colors on the cover slightly have fall vibes, so I'm just gonna go with it. And yeah, so hopefully it's gonna stop being so chaotic in my head and I'm gonna be able to actually stick to some books. But either way, I am gonna update you soon when I figure it all out and get some reading done. Hi everyone, so I'm in the car and I feel like I've worn the sweater more than once in this video for sure, but you know, it's fine. You can see that I am making the most of something that I bought and it's actually quite late and I don't have that many updates. I have basically just one. So I'm gonna make this quick, but I was hanging out with one of my best friends and it was amazing. And it put me in a really great mood, which we love to see it. And another thing that put me in a really good mood is the book that I started. So I started a new book, which is not a physical book, but it's fine, you know, it's fine. I just have an issue with physical books. I'm either like not excited for any, or I'm so excited for them that I'm like, I can't even read them because then they'll be over. Absolutely ridiculous, but I feel like I'm not in focus. So the book that I started is My Dirty Duke by Joanna Shupe. Once again, this cover is giving me very much like fall gothic vibes. I'm here for it, and it's a historical romance, which always feels super cozy to me no matter what, honestly. And oh my god, I'm only at like 20% or something, but ever like since the beginning, I was like, this is so fun. And the chemistry between the two main characters, like, I love it. It's just giving me those like giddy feelings. It's a novella, I don't know if I said that, and I needed something quick and short and fun, and this is definitely gonna serve me that. And it's basically like an age gap, father's best friend kind of story. Definitely taboo. The heroine is 18. I do wish she was older a little bit, but like it's fine. I'm ignoring that. So she has a crush on this Duke who is her father's best friend, and the Duke is like, she is, you know, like grown up now and like he's having feelings for her and he hates that. He's like, absolutely not, I can't do that, she's too young for me, and her father, his best friend, would kill him and like all of that. And so like, oh my god, I am not like into age gap romances, but I don't like hate them when it's done well. But obviously if you are absolutely not, no thank you, then like this is not for you. The chemistry between them is absolutely amazing and I'm rooting for them so hard. Literally right at the beginning I read like 20 pages or whatever. So I think I'm definitely going to be finishing it tonight when I get home. Super happy. I read yet another comic. I'm really sorry that I haven't given you any updates while I'm reading the comics, but it's just like they're so short and so addicting. And like when I borrow my sister's iPad, like I don't want to have it the entire day and then, you know, like read a little bit of it and then read a little bit more and finish it later. So I just kind of like read the entire thing, and you know, but hopefully you don't mind. I am gonna try to be a little bit better about that. But the thing that I read is The Backstagers. It was so much fun. It is about this kid who comes to this all boys school and he's kind of like scared and doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what club to join, and so he comes to this like drama club. There are these people who are kind of like intimidating and weird and like arrogant and whatever, and they send him to the backstage, and there he meets this squad of friends, and we find out that there's this like all this like magical stuff going on in the backstage, all of these like places that it can take you to that are like magical and dangerous and all that. And it is just a lot of fun. I ended up giving it, I think, 4 stars. Super excited to keep on reading. Love the characters. It's found family, really fun. So it's kind of like a paranormal story, and it was great. And I liked the art as well. Definitely recommend. All 3 of the volumes are in script, which we love to see. So definitely gonna read more of that. And I also read the 2nd volume of Rat Queens. The lights are turning up. It's a sign for me to shut up, but yeah, it was still a fun time. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as the first book, because the first book had the excitement of, you know, like meeting the new characters and whatever, but I do really like the main characters and their interactions. I am gonna shut up because the lighting is trash and I need to get home, but I am loving what I'm reading, and this vlog has not turned out the way I planned, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways, and I have had so much fun working on it, and I'm so excited to make more videos like this. So I'm currently editing this video, and I realized that I completely forgot to update you on Just a Heartbeat Away by Cara Bastone. So I did actually read it after I told you that I might read it, and I finished it, and I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. It was so much fun. I just like, the romance was just so emotional and beautiful and steamy and romantic, and the two main characters just had such a strong connection, and it was just so beautiful, and I had so much fun with it. I do feel like the first half was a little bit slower, and you know, the heroine was in a relationship with another guy, and there's no cheating or anything, but I feel like that made the first half slower, and I didn't love it as much, but the second half was absolutely amazing, and I just like adored that. So I highly recommend it. And like, considering that this is Kara's first book, I'm like so excited to read the other books in this series and anything else that she writes in the future, because again, the novellas, loved them. This I absolutely loved as well, even though it wasn't perfect. It was just such a great debut, and I just definitely recommend it if you want a romance that is just really emotional and tender, but also steamy and just amazing. Highly recommend. Just had such a great time with it, so yes. We can't hold this talking. It is the next day, and it is time to wrap up this vlog and update you on the last book. So I finished My Dirty Duke literally like 1 minute ago, and I had so much fun with it. I feel like it was just the perfect book that I needed, that I just needed something short and fun, and it was so good. I definitely don't think the book is going to be for everyone, just, you know, that's the case with everything, obviously, but again, if you don't like age gaps, definitely don't, like, read this. I think it was handled well, but still, you know, like, if that makes you uncomfortable, probably avoid this. And it's definitely, like, one thing I love so much is that it's definitely grumpy sunshine. So the hero, the Duke, is, like, you know, stern and grumpy, and he doesn't let people in easily. He has a tragic past, that kind of thing. And the heroine is just, like, super fun and adventurous and romantic, and like she just wants to have fun and be happy, and I love her, and both of them just fit together so well, and I was rooting for them so hard. And the book is definitely really steamy, so if you like that, definitely check it out. If you don't like that and want more in the plot and, you know, more things happening, this is also probably not for you. But it was a super quick, fun read. I'm so happy that I read it. And I'm also really happy because this is actually my first book by Joanna Shupe, who is quite a popular historical romance author, and I do have 2 of her books, and this definitely really motivated me to finally read them. So super excited for that. And yeah. So this vlog did not turn out to be the way that I planned, but I'm like trying to relax because hopefully it was cozy and fun. I also forgot to mention that the footage you just saw is I went on a walk with my mom and my cat Heidi, and she absolutely loves like walking outside, and like she's super adventurous. And we went outside because we thought, there would be like some nice fall colored trees, and it was really nice. I hate walks, but since Heidi was there and like the trees were pretty and the weather was nice, it was really nice. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I hope that this video was still cozy and nice and fun, and I really need to stop putting so much pressure on myself. And I decided that I am going to make a vlog on Halloween that's gonna be like the most hardcore, spooky, witchy fall vibes, but I still read some amazing books in this video, a shit ton of comics. I do feel a little bit burned out now, so I think I need to take a break, but I am also going to be making a 48-hour readathon super soon, so I'll hopefully read some more witchy spooky books there. That's going to be it for this video. If you made it this far, leave a ghost emoji down below, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!